I have been on the search for finding out which battery is the best one to use in a rear-wheel drive RC drift car, and I'm here in this video to tell you what I have found. Welcome everyone, my name is Troy and this is Roadside RC. On the channel you'll tend to find me bashing and crawling and drifting and racing, plus doing product review videos and how-tos. And one of the passions that I have is helping people getting started in rear-wheel drive RC drifting. One of the questions I see over and over and over again is, what battery should I be using? I see people using everything from these big full-size 2S LIPOs like this, all the way down to more your standard shorty size, plus even some of these, they call them low center of gravity or thin shorties. And so we're going to talk through why you would want to use each one of these and what the advantages are. And as part of this video, I'm actually going to be modifying my car to show you exactly how I think is the best way to use these. One of the first things that we're going to look at is something like this Dynamite Reactions, listed as like a 50C battery, 4000 milliamp. You'll see 100Cs right here, and then this red line is actually 130C. Part of the deal with that, if you have a basic drift car, basic ESC setup in it to where you're not using turbo and boost, then basically you can use whatever 2S LiPo battery fits in your drift car. It really doesn't matter. Shorty, big, you know, there's gonna be some weight difference there that we'll talk about here in a minute, but from like a C rating and punch and quality of the battery, if you're not using turbo and boost, I've been able to get away with all sorts of kinds of batteries without any kind of issue. So really, at this point, you're almost done if you're not using a higher powered ESC. For those of us that are using a higher powered ESC and getting into turbo and getting into boost, then you're going to want something in this 100+C range. Some of the weaker batteries, you will actually feel the power drain. You'll feel the lack of power as the battery just can't quite give enough for the ESC. If you do any other form of RC, you probably have kind of a standard 2S LiPo sitting around. These things are pretty versatile. Maybe you have a two-wheel drive Traxxas or four-wheel drive Traxxas. Maybe you even we run some of our Arma 3S bashers on 2S, like all of this kind of stuff. Very, very common, very, very cheap batteries. One of the major downsides though to these is weight, and that's what we're gonna dive into a little bit more. Here's really what we're gonna do. We're gonna use my Sky RC scale here, and we're gonna weigh this 8000 CNHL. It comes in at 311 grams. Seriously, 311. That is a huge amount of weight when you consider that a total drift car may weigh, this one right here weighs under 1,000 as it sits. So putting 300 on top of it there is a big weight to add onto that. Drift car is much like any other kind of more precision tuned racing vehicle. Weight matters. Where the weight is distributed, and then what is the total weight. Nowhere that I'm running currently is there a minimum weight guideline, and so one of my focuses is always to get this car as lightweight as possible and to move a lot of that weight towards the rear so I can improve my traction. With this 8000 milliamp being 300 grams, let's see what we get. We go to this Ovonic. We're 100 grams lighter, right? So now that one's at 210. Pavway, 165. So this Pavway 100C, 165 grams. Really nice weight there. Now this Reaction, here's one of the things that we're going to notice. These two batteries are basically the same, but yet all of a sudden this one weighs a noticeable amount more than that Pavway. Well, it also has all the wires and the connectors on it. That's one of the things that we're going to get into. And then you get to something like this Genzace Redline, 143. So even 20 more grams lighter than that Pavway 4000 right there. So think about it. We just went from the 311 grams here all the way down to 143. So like literally less than half the weight in this battery, and that's half the weight that this car has to accelerate, it has to turn, it has to brake. So that is much easier for this car to carry than that is. And so this is one of the things that you want to consider as you're choosing your drift car battery. Now, if the total of performance doesn't really matter for you, then something like this Ovonic, something like these Pavways, you know, you can get away with these. You're only going to lose a little bit of speed around the track, and you're going to end up with a little bit more runtime at a drastically lower price than something like this Gens Ace Redline. As I just alluded to, there's more to this weight factor than just the battery itself. So as you'll notice, this has XT90 plug on it, and if you follow the channel, you'll know that XT90s tend to be my favorite, and I run them on everything. And so that means that this Gens Ace Redline, normally coming in here like we show here at 143, actually has this plug on it also, which, look at that. That plug itself is worth 23 grams. Just this is a whole 23 grams. That's a pretty good chunk. And there's more to it than that. When we take the body shell off, you'll see on the ESC side, there's also a plug over here. So one of the things that you can do is stuff like this. Yeah, racing, there's multiple companies that make this. They make these little bullet plugs. So instead of this plug being on here, you shorten these wires up, you put these bullet plugs on, you eliminate this plug, you eliminate this whole plug, and you go just straightly from here straight to your battery, and you eliminate all that weight. There's a reason why I haven't done this before, and maybe it's the same reason why you don't want to do it, but I'm finally gonna take the leap and do it, which is when you use something like this XT90 plug, you literally cannot plug it in backwards. However, when you are using bullets and going directly into the battery, those are the same size on either end, and you can very easily actually plug these in backwards and fry your ESC. And so if you do this next step, just notice you're doing it at a risk, and you need to be mindful of the risk that you're taking. So just to drive this point home a little bit further, here we are, car in, plug on. We are at 942 grams right there. If I take my Ovonic 5000, slide it in, plus it will normally have this plug on it, we go from that 940 to 1178. All right, I take that out. So instead of 1178, I put in this, and now I'm down to 1111, like 1111 all the way across the board. I take this plug off, I'm down to 1087, and now I need to take this plug off, and we're going to be down even more. We're going to be approaching 1,000 grams total weight for this vehicle with battery in it, which is a really great weight. So all I got to do now is I'm going to solder these ends onto this plug, and then we can do a final weight check and see really where the total weight comes in with this vehicle. And just very quickly like that, bullets are on, all those plugs are out, and look, I can plug the battery in very easily. I did double check, all of my batteries are positive on this side and negative on that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip tie my positive side over here to where it can't physically reach the negative side. And then if I put all my batteries in, I'm going to limit myself to where I should not be able to plug them in backwards. So let's do one final total weight check now with this battery in here like this. Now with the battery in and everything, 1085. Oh, that is looking pretty good. So we are getting there. If I'm going to get under 1,000 total with battery in, then I still need to find 85 more grams somewhere. But man, that is good. Looking really good. That's looking really, that is a very nice weight for a rear-wheel drive drift car. I'm sitting at 7129 with that battery in there in that position. So man, I am looking forward to it. I hope this has been useful for you so that you understand if you're getting into RC drifting, maybe what kind of battery do you need, where, you know, what is the value of getting a bigger battery versus a smaller battery, higher C rating, lower C rating, what does that do for you? So, and then of course throwing in this whole, should you have one with plugs, should you have one with bullets, what does it do? It saves you about 30 grams total, right? I'm just a little bit under 30 grams compared to what this car was sitting at with the plugs on it. You know, I mean, I took all of this weight, all of this is now not on there compared to what it would have been before. And that's a total of 33 grams that I took out of the car just by going from this to the bullets. Really hope this video was useful for you. If you have any other questions about RC drift stuff, I have a whole RC drift playlist over here. Plus, I'm going to give you down here at the bottom, you're going to need to know how to solder. So for your next step, as you look at these batteries, I'm going to send you to how to solder these different plugs on, a video for how to do that and what equipment you need to do it. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.